Hi, welcome back to our SQL tutorial series. In this video, we will explore one of the most fundamental and powerful SQL statements, the select statement. By using the select statement, we can retrieve specific columns from a table or multiple tables, which is useful when we only need certain information rather than the entire table. Let's dive in and learn how to effectively use the select statement in SQL. Before we start writing our first query, we need a database. So for this tutorial, I have included a sample database that I'll be using in this and upcoming videos. The link is in the description below. Follow the link and download the SQL file so that you can follow me along in this tutorial. After downloading the file, click on this button to add it to my SQL schema. Now navigate to the file location, select it and click on open. Now don't worry about these codes, you will understand them later. Just click on this icon to run the code, and now our database and its table are created successfully. Click on the refresh button here. That is it. This is the database we are going to use. Take note of the name of the database here. Now close this tab. Now we can write our queries here in the workbench. But as a beginner, it is a best practice to start writing your queries in the command line console. It helps you to get the fundamental syntax right. So let's go to the start menu and search for MySQL command line client. It was installed with MySQL. Now open it, enter your password and press enter. So first of all, we have to select the database we are working on. To do that, we use the keyword use and then the database name. You have to know that SQL is a non-case sensitive language, meaning you can use uppercase or lowercase. There is no difference. But for the best practice, we use uppercase for the SQL keywords and lowercase for anything else. Another thing you must take into account is you have to put a semicolon at the end of every query or statement, else you are going to have an error. So the name of the database we are working on is SQL_HR, as you saw earlier. Now press enter. We get the message database changed. It means the SQL HR database is now active. Now to see the tables in this database, we use the statement show tables. They are all SQL keywords, so we write them in uppercase. You can see we have two tables in the database, employees table and offices table. To begin, let's understand the basic syntax of the select statement. The select statement is used to retrieve data from a database table or multiple tables. The select statement begins with the keyword select, followed by the columns that we want to retrieve from the table. We can specify one or multiple columns, separating them with commas. For example, if we want to retrieve the employee IDs and first names from the employees table, our select statement will look like this. Select keyword followed by the column names, which are employee_ID, first name. Now we have to specify the table we are retrieving data from. So we use the keyword from and then the table name, in this case employees. So the from keyword specifies the table that we are retrieving data from. We can write all on one line though, but we bring this one on a new line so that our code can be more readable, especially when the query gets more complex. So semicolon to terminate the statement and then enter. That is it, we have our data retrieved. For another example, we want to retrieve the IDs, first name and salaries of the employees. So we go with the select statement, then the column names, employee ID, first name, salary. Now from the table which is employees, semicolon and enter. There we go. We have queried the database to retrieve data using the select statement. You have to understand that the order in which you query the table is what will be in the output. So if I change the first name to after the salary, that is what I will have in the results table. Now let's assume you want all the columns in the table. Do you think you have to write all the column names? That's a big no. This is where we use the asterisk wildcard. So I want to have all the columns in the employees table. Write the select keyword, then asterisk. This represents all the columns in the table you are querying. Now, from employees table, semicolon, then enter. That is it. I have all the columns data from the employees table. You can also use the asterisk in case you don't know the column names. Now, let's narrow down the results. To narrow down our results, we can use the where clause or where statement in conjunction with the select statement. Let's say I want the data about a particular employee with the employee ID 37270. This is what my SQL statement will look like. Select, then asterisk for all the columns, then from employees table. After that, you type where. Where is an SQL keyword. Then specify the condition, which is employee ID equals 37270. Then terminate. Press enter. There we have it. I have the data about employee with employee ID 37270. Lastly, let's retrieve all employees whose salary is greater than 100,000. So select asterisk from employees, then where salary greater than 100,000. Terminate and press enter. So that's it. You can see that we even use mathematical operators for the condition. That is how powerful SQL queries can get. So you have now written your first SQL query, and you know how to retrieve data from a single table with all or specific columns. You also know how to filter your retrieved data with the where clause. You should know that you can equally write all the codes we wrote in the workbench here and run it by clicking on the run icon here, and you will have the same results. In the next video, we will dive deeper into the where clause and cover advanced conditions with operators such as AND, OR, NOT, and more. Stay tuned for more exciting SQL tutorials. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more SQL content, and leave any questions or suggestions in the comment section below. See you in the next video.